So, have you been in a relationship and you realize the person that you were talking to just did not have the financial wherewithal or the financial ability that you thought they had? And did you actually just decide to throw them away? I think that may kind of be what happened with David and Carla in this season of Married at First Sight. You know, their partners dealt with them differently, but when we saw that Carla had all her stuff in a storage unit, to me it made me feel like she was needy. It made me feel like she was hoping someone would choose her, like this was right on time because maybe she could live with them. Those were thoughts that crossed my mind, even though I think after watching the season, after seeing who Carla is, I think she's an amazing person. Generally, she could be hard on her luck at this time, or she could have been hoping that she could ride off of her partner. And there are people that do that all the time. Whatever the case, Juan was a stand-up guy through the whole situation and scenario. He never put her down. He did advise her from time to time, but he was never really hard on her. But he may have made that choice, like, you know what, this person isn't financially stable. Where is this person even living? At this point, I made up my mind that no money, no love. Same thing with David. Now, David, mind you, did have multiple jobs, and he may have even had a similar amount of money that Michelle had, but she just was not able to work with him in his mindset, his place in his family's basement. I just feel like, she just felt like he wasn't up to a certain level. And it's a little bit different for men versus women because, a woman usually wants her man to be above financial status, but these days a lot of women are open and they're not going to just throw someone away for that. And I've even seen men, as far as Carla's case, if they're really digging that chick, if they really want to be with her, or if they just want to get with her for a short period of time, yeah, they'll help her out long enough to get what they want. They'll be with them as long enough to be satisfied. But since you're in a marriage process and you're going to possibly spend your life with this person, is that what you want to sign up for forever? So maybe, it's like, okay, if we were dating, if I was dating David, I could just say, basically she would throw him under the bus as soon as she met him. And he said what he said. She would have been like, oh, no second date for you. When it comes to Carla, maybe Juan would be like, I'm busy at work. I don't really have time to meet up. Or maybe he would meet up with her from time to time, but again, it would have been basically similar to their marriage. He would befriend her if he needed to, maybe throw her a few bucks, to just be a decent guy. I don't know, he might have let her stay over a couple times at his place, but I don't think he would have ever done anything further than that. And he may have even been supportive to her because it feels like he's a person that's really, he knows what it is to be an entrepreneur and to struggle. He has a regular day job and an entrepreneur as well. So I feel like he would have a heart for her, but his heart just wasn't big enough for this to be like a love connection. Hey, I'm going to carry you into this marriage and this is going to be our forever. So, some people just aren't compatible for whatever reason, but I see more and more cases of this. I remember the time of chivalry when you could be accepted and chosen if you're a decent human being, if you're cute and you're decent as a person, you'll get more of a chance. You may not get all the way in, but you'll be given a chance. I see that less and less these days. I do see people like hook up, and the guy will see you just as a hookup, but he'll never be anything more to you. And some men, like if Alan would have picked Carla, I think that he would have been throwing her dollar bills, and she would have been getting all the touchy feelies that she wanted. Honestly, that one could have actually worked because I think that Alan was more for love and emotional things versus money. And Carla was into love and emotion, but she needed a few bucks too. I mean, just judging from the scenes that I saw on the show, I don't know her full life story and her full financial situation. She does have family. It sounds like they would be supportive to her as well. So she wasn't totally down and out. But yeah, Carla and Alan didn't think about it, but you know, that could have worked with them because she wanted affection, he wanted affection. Neither of them were getting it in their relationships. It was a thing. Um, and we know Alan has a few dollars to throw around if he needed to. When it comes to David and Michelle, that dynamic I just don't think would ever have worked because Michelle has a certain type of attitude, certain type of mindset about the people that she wants in her life. If she feels like someone is low level, she doesn't want them. She doesn't. But when I look at some of the other things about when it comes to David was low level. Some people are saying, well, she just didn't give him a chance, and I totally agree, but his use of language was low level. I mean, it depends because some people have no problem with you using language. They use language all the time. Depends on where you come from, your mindset. And for me, it's kind of low level to use language excessively. So, and especially around a woman that you're attracted to, a woman that you're trying to get to know, and you're cussing every third word. To me, I feel it's unattractive. He also smoked. That's not something that I like either. It depends on the type of woman you get with. Again, maybe Madison was up for the cussing, the smoking, the drinking. She's kind of like, sounds like she's a man's man type of woman. And she likes to smoke cigars and do what dudes do. And she's watching the game and she's cussing out the players. So maybe that's his type. But if you're a ladylike woman, and most women don't like the excessive language. I think a few words here and there, because I mean Michelle even used words herself. The smoking, even seeing some of his friends. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to judge his friends, but they kind of look like they were low level too, and they were in the same boat. Some of his attitudes, he just, to me, I'm not even gonna make fun of his wardrobe, but it's just he had this persona where he was just low class. And it's not just, and then we find out it's not just his persona, but it's actually his values and his morality and the type of person he is. So if you put all those puzzle pieces together, which I don't think many of us have, you'll see that Michelle was right about him being the T word. Because I don't like to call people trash, but she had a point. If you look at the things here and there and put those together, he was kind of low level. And I guess Madison was right along with him. Look at Madison. She was out with her friends partying all the time, drinking. I mean, it's very similar type of lifestyle. Of course, it makes sense that they mesh together. Alan would go to bed at a decent hour so he could be up at work in the morning. Same thing I'm sure Michelle would do. They just have different values and different ways of living their life. And I don't even know, though. I would love to see Alan and Michelle try, but I feel like Michelle does have a super hardened heart. And she's just ready to find something bad about you in a minute. And it will take a while for her to let her guard down. So if Alan was with her, I don't know if she would even open up enough to him to accept him either. But my question was no money, no love. And I'm like, well, maybe that's true for David and Carla. But David was lacking not only the money, but the character as a person. And he showed that with his relationship choices during actual marriage. I think Carla was just lacking the dollar, maybe still trying to figure out her career and what she wants, and maybe she's more focused on spiritual, emotional things over career. That could be her situation and scenario, but at the end of the day, they both got the same results. No money, no love. What do you guys think about that concept? Thoughts, comments, questions, email me at cbiztv@yahoo.com. That's cbiztv@yahoo.com. Let's talk more about faith, love, and trends. All the best. God bless.